Hey, what's up guys, Tomasi here, and today I wanted to talk about rotating throughout the map in Escalation. It doesn't matter what map you are on, what team you are playing with, what position you are playing. These basic strategies, these rotation tips will help you regardless of how you play. So, as you guys know, a lot of players do not play with their head. They don't really think about it, but if you really sit back and look at it, a lot of these things I'll be talking about are pretty much common sense. It's just when you're in the game, you don't think that way. So hopefully this video will help you out and change your perspective of how you see the game and how you play the game. So real quick, we're going to be hopping on board with Foundation. It is the most fundamental map for the game mode Escalation, and it is the easiest to explain. Now, as you guys know, I made a video a little while ago. If you guys haven't seen it already, I'll leave a card on screen. You guys can go check that out. But it was basically basic strategies to run on Foundation, where you should run a 3 to open and you should run 2 to low or pistons. Now, what I want to talk about is rotating around when you run this strat. Now, when you run this strat, there is a potential that you may lose open, you may lose one player open, or you may lose two players open. And then now your teammates that are in pistons are actually outnumbered 4-2. So the smartest thing to do at that point would be to rotate and overextend. Now, what I mean by that is you have an anchor player that is playing your home hill. Have them overextend, push the enemy home hill, take the 1v1. The two players that are at pistons rotate back, one go to anchor, and then the other one overextend to home hill. That gives you a slight advantage that you could take a 2v1 with two players down, give up the neutral hill, and possibly hold a 2-cap, because obviously the goal is to have a 2-cap, get to 210 points, or get a triple cap. But this is not King of the Hill. We do not just run 4 caps all around the map. We don't do that. We want to play smart, and we want to get W's for the team. So if you get two players down, like I said, you want to rotate, have your anchor push across, try to win the 1v, but also you want to have your two players from pistons rotate back just to give you a little bit of home support, because most of the time, if you lose pistons right off the rip, most of those players are going to push your home hill, obviously, because they can get a 3-cap and they have a huge advantage being up 5-3 in kills. Now, the thing is that if you start pushing their home hill, obviously you'll have a player coming off of respawn after, 10 seconds, 12 seconds, depending on the round. But if you start putting pressure on their home hill, that is going to split their forces. They're not going to send all 4 or all 3 or however many players they have alive to your home hill if you're already capping theirs. So what that means is that you need to rotate, like I said, to their home hill and make sure that you can get that win. Now, what I mean by rotating, obviously, from that position is because you don't have the numbers. You're physically losing that spot. So that is why you want to rotate to a different part of the map. Now, there's also a couple other strategies you can run. Sometimes you can just give up the neutral hill and actually play for the home hills, which isn't a bad strategy depending on what map you actually are playing on. Now, for Foundation, the spawns are very close to the home hills so that the enemy team can actually get to their home hill very, very quickly. So it's not the best strategy to run on Foundation, but other maps, there are easier strats to run, like Impact, for instance. The spawn is not as close to the home hill as it should be, so it makes it a lot easier to run a 2-cap on home hills only. So that is pretty much it. I mean, like I said, it's pretty basic. You just want to, when you're getting outnumbered and you're losing a fight at a certain location, whether it's a neutral hill, a home hill, or whatever, you want to be able to rotate to another hill, but you don't want to rotate too late and you don't want to rotate too early. You rotate too late, they already have your home hill, or they already have a 2-cap getting the triple cap, and you're not going to be able to make it to whatever hill you need to. But if you rotate too early, there's a potential that there's going to be more enemies at a certain location and you're going to run into a little bit of resistance and you're not going to be able to. It's basically just, like I said, playing smart and really thinking about the situation. If you're losing players, you're outnumbered, you're not winning that fight, you want to rotate to a different hill where you have better odds. Whether there's no players there, there's one player there, or 2 players there if you have 4 players that are running, or 5 players that are pushing. So that's pretty basic, like I said. I mean, obviously with this video it seems like, yeah, common sense, that is probably how it should be. But a lot of players, like I said, when they play, they don't play that way. They don't really think. They don't really see all the numbers. That's why communication is a big key to success in Escalation, and everybody has to play their roles. Now, I had mentioned that I had made a video about basic strategies. I also made videos about each role that players could play within their team. I'll leave those cards on screen. You guys can also go check those out if you guys enjoyed this video. Also, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you guys did like it and you think that this is a good video to help out, we're going to make a few videos about other things like rotations and strategies for certain maps that are going to be coming out here soon. So look forward to that. Also, make sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys do, if you guys play smart, if you never even thought of it like this. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if this helped you. And if you are new, make sure to subscribe for further update videos, all on Gears of War 4. And I will see you in the next one.
Turn it on.